How did I realize that I was in a cult? Well, I watched Ed Sheeran's music video, Shivers, and I instantly knew. No, I'm just kidding. But I did watch that video when I was still mentally in the religion, thinking it was, the right way to live my life. And I saw that music video, and we weren't supposed to be, like, watching anything that involved vampires. And I was like, oh my God, this video is amazing. So actually, a few things that helped me realize was I actually do have kids, and I was like, there's nothing in this world that could make me shun them, like, at all. Like, there's nothing. I love them so much, and, like, there's no way that I could even consider cutting them out of my life. And when I realized, like, they were pushing my friends' kids to, like, join the ministry school, theocratic ministry school, and give parts, and, like, my friend's kid was 5, and she started crying, and her mom was, like, really mean to her about it, and, like, embarrassed. And I was just like, how can you be mean to, like, a 5-year-old kid who doesn't, like, they're uncomfortable? Why wouldn't you comfort them? Why would you force them to do it again? So that's where I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not, like, my kids are not going to be joining the school until they're, like, at least 10 years old. And that was a decision that I was very happy with. And then after that, I was like, well, what if they get baptized? And, like, what if they tell me that they're, like, gay? What would I do? Because personally, like, I wouldn't love them any less or any differently if they told me they're gay. And, like, that wouldn't change my relationship with them. But if in this religion they got baptized, I would have to shun them. So that led me to Googling I ended up on Quora, and I was like, is shunning wrong? Would Jesus be okay with shunning? And I ended up in this whole rabbit hole, and it led me to this guy who was answering questions. And when he was answering questions, I could tell that he was very genuine and sincere, and he talked about his experience of leaving this religion, what made him question it, and why he no longer wanted to be involved with it, but why he was continuing to answer questions for other people. So I actually, like, interacted with him a couple times. I remember I was, like, laying in bed looking at my phone, and I was like, do I click on this Lloyd Evans video? Do I watch these apostate YouTube videos talking about how this religion is a cult? And I just remember feeling just terrified. And, like, I could just feel, like, reality warping, and, like, my view of the world and where I thought I fit in and how I thought the world was formed just completely changing. And it was truly terrifying. So I ended up watching 2 of his videos, and then I stayed up all night writing out this huge document about how I'm pretty sure I'm in a cult. And from that moment on, I just knew, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I think at that point that's after when I called my mom and brother, and I was kind of just verifying this new reality and this new view on life. Like, is this right? Like, have I been in a cult? And, like, is this normal to think that God is going to come, like, destroy everyone who is non-believers and paradise earth? And, is the Bible still right? And it just led me to questioning everything. I would definitely say it was multiple things. COVID was also a big factor, being isolated from the congregation. I just instantly could feel, I also did move down to Florida. So, like, moving away from everyone, being in COVID, I felt very isolated and that no one cared. And I think a lot of people, like, outside of religion even, maybe felt more isolated, and it was a hard time for everybody. But I actually, like, I made an author Instagram account, and I was, like, reaching out to all these other writers, and I don't know these people in real life, but I knew that they cared about me. And I was like, why don't I feel this way about, like, people I've known for decades? I don't feel like they care about me. I feel like they don't know me. And even at that point, I felt like I don't even know the real me. Like, I don't know, like, I know there's stuff about me, but, like, what part of me is actually real? Because the person that I was presenting as was not me, not who I really was inside, and that bothered me. So, long story short, too long didn't read. If you're watching this, you already watched it this far. But yeah, a lot of it was just the stance against the LGBTQ plus community, the shunning policy, and then also, one of the teachings in the Bible is that Jesus says that his load is supposed to be light. And I felt so burdened by the many roles that Jehovah's Witnesses are supposed to play. So, go out in the ministry, you're supposed to be in the theocratic ministry school doing all these parts. And then also trying to, like, parent and have a job. Like, it's a juggling act, and it's very difficult and very stressful. So just work-life balance, I guess, was another thing. So yeah, Google, YouTube, like that changed my life and helped me realize that I was in a cult.